Miami Dolphin fans, listen up. It's a new season, new era. Are y'all ready? MCJB. I got one question for y'all. Are you ready?
Jello Beats, holla at me.
This a new season. We going hard this year for a reason. Lombardi Trophy coming back to the 305. Going super crazy and we gonna be fine. Got a couple or can, you better full send. You know I'm talking about my fans, cause we gonna win. Tua in his third year, you know it's Tua time. Whole team working hard from that summer grind. Everywhere you go, it's fins up. We going to the Super Bowl, you know what's up. You better watch out, cause the Fins are here to stay. You know we getting dubs, we ain't here to play. Waddle and the cheetah, you already knowing that we are gonna beat ya. You know we going all the way to the Super Bowl, because that's the plan and you knowin' that's the goal. You know I'm wearing aqua orange on me every day. Let me tell you what I gotta really can say. MIAMIDOLPHINs, where do I begin?
You begin with Tua Tagovailoa, representing for Samoa, turn and beat the barbacoa. He gon' strike like a cobra, you know Cheetah ain't gon' slow up, so we bout to run the score up. Yeah, we really bout to blow up. 17 bout to show up in the eye of the beholder. Got the defense second guessing, does a penguin have a shoulder? Everybody wanna kick it, but forgot they need a holder. If you try to sleep on us, we wake you up and smell the folders. Yeah, the Super Bowl is what we own, and if you ain't about that, please be gone. MIAMIDOLPHINs, that's where it's going. TD.
This a new season. We going hard this year for a reason. Lombardi Trophy coming back to the 305. Going super crazy and we gonna be fine. Got a couple or can, you better full send. You know I'm talking about my fans, cause we gonna win. Tua in his third year, you know it's Tua time. Whole team working hard from that summer grind.
Whole team working hard from that summer grind. MCJB and TDPT got together and made this track so breezy. I hate us shook, they got the heebie-jeebies. Tua's gonna be.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We got some Miami Dolphins late night Q&A. I see y'all in the comment section say, I thought you couldn't play that song anymore. It's all good. Remember, they've been messing with my monetization anyway, so it really didn't matter. I found out they didn't strike me for it last time. So I said, hey, they liked it. Let me go ahead and play it again. What's going on, y'all? Fins up. Y'all hit that like button on your way in the building. If you have any questions that you want to ask, go ahead and put it in the comment section. Feel free. Just want to hang out. I know I didn't go live yesterday. Had some really good family time. You know, we did some pretty cool things. Same thing today. But I said, hey, man, I'm not sleepy. I'm up. You know, I feel like let's just do a little Q&A for a little bit. LOL TD, you hit the wrong button again. No, not this time. Yes, but again, any questions that you guys have, it don't matter what it's about, man. Just ask away. I'm just chilling out with my homies tonight, or my friends, or however you want to associate me and you. Do you have a Tua jersey? Yes, I have a $35 Tua jersey. You know, one of those ones where you can have them make it for you. Not the real Mitchell and Ness or authentic, but I got a $35 Tua jersey. When he becomes a franchise quarterback and we all know it, then I'll get that legitimate boy. All right, there you go. Real Q&A questions. Why do you troll on every video? Let me answer that, then I'll read the rest. Well, I don't troll on every video. Half of the time, I just have a difference of opinion with some people, so they call it trolling. So you have to be specific about what I troll about. That way, I could tell you whether it's actually trolling or not. But most of the time, I'm actually not even trolling. I just truly believe some of the things I believe. It would actually be funny if it was mixed in every once in a while. And this is coming from someone who actually finds trolling entertaining. Yeah, Spooky Myers, once again, I'm not actually always trolling. Sometimes I'm just being real. It's just that when you vehemently disagree with people and you don't see it the way they see it, they call it trolling because they can't believe you believe what you believe. So it is what it is. TD, even though I feel the Celtics are going to crush the Heat, I'm still go with my team. Yeah, you're supposed to. You're supposed to. I mean, ain't no guarantees. The Heat might win this game. I mean, ain't no guarantees. There ain't no guarantees. Whew. What kind of hype can we buy into? What kind of hype can we buy into? Okay, if you're talking about the Dolphins, you can buy into defensive hype. We don't know what it's going to be, but at least you could buy into the hype. If it fails, oh well, but at least with a good defensive coordinator, with some really good talent, you can buy into it at least. Okay. Um, was at Santa Monica Beach, y'all. Enjoy the day, evening. Enjoy, John. What up, Fans TV? How far can you throw a football? It's been a while since I really put a lot into it, but last I checked, maybe about 50 yards, believe it or not. Um, this very moment, probably 15 yards because I have a shoulder injury on my right side. Um, TD, what's good? What's up, homie? Uh, um, I paid $100, wasted dollars, his rookie season. Word of mouth saved that jersey. It might be worth a lot more in the future when he become MVP. You never know, man. All right. Uh, let me see. Well, a good majority of them. Not true, Spooky Myers. Majority of everything I say, I actually truly believe. We just may disagree on a lot of them, which you think I'm trolling on. Tua is going to ball. We all hope so. TD, all trolls and jokes aside, are you going to be on the Tua front line if we win a Super Bowl? Haha. Well, Andres, I'm on the Tua front line every Sunday. Unless he at least, well, I'm on the Tua front line every single Sunday of the regular season. 17 games, I'm on the Tua front line when that ball kicks off. If he's playing, well, see, I'm not trolling when I say this. Well, I'm on the Tua front line 12 games a season. You know how many ever he plays. I had to recalculate that. Then, when I'm on the front line, I may be on the front line for the whole game, maybe like 3 to 4 times a year, and the other like 9 or 8 games I start on the front line, and then I get murdered. and, whenever he had bad games, so um, but I'm always on the front line, man. I always root for Tua every week. And I ain't got to wait for a Super Bowl, but I know what you mean. If we do win a Super Bowl, then I can start blindly. I don't care how bad he is. I don't care what his flaws are. If we win a Super Bowl with him, hey, he good enough to win a Super Bowl. I don't care if he threw 10 touchdowns and 40 picks in the season. If we win a Super Bowl with him, he good enough to win a Super Bowl. Okay. Um, if we don't make the playoffs this year, do you see McDaniel gone and Fangio taking over as head coach? It depends on how we don't make the Super Bowl. Is it because of the offense or is it because of the defense? If it's due to the offense, then I still don't see him gone, but he'll get 3 years. He'll get 3 years unless we win 2 or 3 games this year. Okay. Well, let me say, if you win 5 or less, 6 or less games this year, yeah, he could be fired. 6 is the magic number for him. Okay. Just finished building my Hard Rock Stadium replica. That's what's up, bro. Send me a picture via Instagram if you can. Y'all hit that like button for me. Um, Tell Hillary hi for me. I got you. Um, Tua gonna ball in jiu-jitsu. Well, maybe. TD, do you really think Mike White was in the plans or just someone they had to settle on? Both. Both. They were gonna pick up Tua's fifth year option. You don't understand. Greer and McDaniels tied to Tua now. They have to ride with him. So they needed to go get a backup quarterback. You couldn't get nobody worth no money. We already know that they attempted to get some of the other guys like Jimmy G's and all of them of the world, but they cost a little too much. Why do you think we overpaid Mike White? We had a specific budget for a backup. We thought that we can get Jimmy G and guys like that for that price, and when we couldn't get it, we actually overpaid Mike White because that's what was in the budget. Um, Fair enough. Yeah, Spooky. Up late, yes, sir. You answered it honestly. I can respect that. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I've always done that, bro. A lot of times, the people that have a difference of opinion with me, they just really want to amplify, our differences and call it trolling. I could say something right now like, I don't believe Tua is a franchise quarterback. Bro, why are you always trolling? Why is that trolling? That's my honest opinion. I don't think he is. And hopefully he changes that, you know? All right, what else we got here? We got a lot more questions. All right. Do you think Mike McDaniel will have the faith to open up the playbook this season with QB1? He did open up the playbook. The playbook is what the playbook is. It's only consists of what Tua can handle. So they done already gave Tua everything he can handle. Now, if he starts developing other traits that he can handle better, then there'll be more to open it up to. But there's no opening it up because what he can handle is his playbook. They weren't holding them back last year. There were plays that like. Do you understand that coaches can dial up 1,000 plays, but your playbook might consist of 350 plays, and those are the ones that's better suited for you and what you can handle. We don't need to get to play 700 when he ain't got the arm for it. We don't want to get to play this and that if he ain't got the athleticism for it. It's all kind of plays. You give him what he can handle. Ain't no opening it up. It is what it is. What did you think about Phil Simms' ranking so far and Tua being number 21? Well, when I heard Chris Simms' reasoning, I actually understood it, but when I did my own, I had Tua at 16. I had him at number 16. Because remember, Glenn, I don't base the rankings off of just last year. And that's where people keep on messing up their perception of Tua Tagovailoa. They only want to consider last year, and which was not perfect at all. It wasn't great at all. If people keep using that word, he was great last year. No, it wasn't. He had just as many bad games as he had good games and a plethora of in the middle games. So, it's I don't have him 21st. I have him 16th on my list. Yeah, I have him 16th on my list. Um, yeah. Where are we at? Do you think the Dolphins will hit the reset button if they don't go to the playoffs? It depends. If we miss the playoffs by one game, 2 games. But it's hard to hit a reset button when you got everybody locked in for almost a year or a year and a half. So, but to answer your question, they won't hit the reset button, but they can make a major shift. It could be a major shift that could be made because there's a lot of contracts they don't have to stay under next year. Ogba isn't guaranteed after next year. X isn't guaranteed. They restructured. I got to go look at it again. But a lot of guys don't have guarantees, but we still waiting on these new contracts like Christian, Zyler, Connor. There's so many guys that need their money. So we got to see what they decide. All right. Um, I thought Sims let personal bias get in the way. I mean, I could when he explained again, I could understand his reasoning, but again, I got him 16th. I got him 5 places above Sim. I mean, but here's where people. This is where it baffles me. Anybody who have him in the top 10, you are solely thinking about just last year. And people also forget this. Last year was a down quarterback year. Not only was it a down quarterback year, but you had a lot of injuries at the quarterback position last year. We had almost 60 quarterbacks start games last year. Last year was an anomaly and it was a fraud and a farce if you're trying to compare quarterbacks. It's the worst year to use if you're trying to compare quarterbacks. Go through the league and look at how many quarterbacks were shockingly like look at it like this. As as bad as Derek Carr was last year, he still put up crazy numbers despite not playing the last few games. Look at Jalen Hurts. Didn't play all the games. Dak Prescott didn't play all the games. Tannehill didn't play all the games. Multiple teams had 2 or 3 quarterbacks. We know that very well. I mean, this was through the league. This was all through the league. A lot of quarterbacks. So comparing last year numbers and seeing how they stack up against the peers and stuff like that, it's hard to really gauge where quarterbacks really were last year. So this year will be a good another piece of a sample size to get a better feel. Um, let's see. Tua blew off that interview, and Sims Florio got butt hurt. I don't think that's the case because Tua was actually scheduled to be on like 4 or 5 other platforms after that, so they all got blew off because of some type of scheduling conflict. TD, how you feel about being the GOAT, greatest of all time? I don't feel anything about being the GOAT because I'm just getting started. So if I'm revered in that sense, pretty dope. I don't think Tua is a top 10 QB at least currently, but 21, that's not an honest rating. Like I said, I had him 16th. At least the Florida Panthers are in the Stanley Cup. Hopefully they win it. If you listen to what Sims said about him putting Tua 21st, he was actually right about his reasons. I said, Scott, that's why I understand why he say he put him 21, but I still got him 16th personally. Thank you, TD. All right. TD, what happened to the Heat? Exactly what I told you was gonna happen. Yo, I got a question, TD. Will Tua judo throw incoming defensive ends? No, sir. No, sir. Jackson, you're thinking about it the wrong way. He talking to somebody else. Um, um, uh, as spooky. I thought so too because when he did Jones, he said he really liked Jones and put him at 20. Yeah, I mean, Glenn, I'm not mad if somebody put Mac Jones in front of Tua. See, once again, you're either thinking about only last year or you're thinking about their career so far. And what you may not realize is that Mac Jones has had a better career than Tua so far. Think about it. Think about it. Mac Jones has actually had a better career so far than Tua. Last year, Mac Jones made the Pro Bowl, not as an alternate. He just made it. He had very solid numbers, was efficient, played good football, didn't turn the ball over much, and he's on the field more than Tua healthy. So I could see that. Last year was a down year, but has Tua not had any? Max down year last year was not worse than Tua's first year, or second maybe. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? So people won't look at it that way. I think a lot of people just keep on being blinded by just last year. So why can't we see your face, CD? Man, I'm gonna be honest. I'm laying on the couch, relaxing, live right now. Just say I ain't feel like going in my little studio and doing all of the, turning the lights and all of that. It got late. I said, let me go live on my phone for a little bit and do some Q&A back and forth. Oh, let me see. Hey, TD, can you check my question? I want to know what you think. I guess I probably already answered it. If I'm checking it now, I'm going down the road. Good evening, TD. It seems to me that the Finns made all those superfluous signings to use as fodder for down the road trades. Can you speak to that? I totally disagree. I totally disagree. You sign Armstead. You can't trade him for nothing later on. In a year or two, what is he going to be worth? You can't really trade him. You might, no, you ain't gonna be able to trade him, like, and get no real compensation. You get Tyreek, this is his last big deal. You ain't gonna be able to trade him, and nobody gonna be eating that contract when he's 2 years older than what he is now. I mean, on the Ogbar, ain't nobody gonna want to trade for that contract to begin with at all. So nah. I don't think that's the game plan. I don't think that's the game plan. Um, where did I leave off? He has his own show and millions of views after playing in the NFL, after following his father, but Tua fans no more. Oh, talk about Sims. TD, how many games should Skyler have to win this season to get the Brock Purdy treatment? It ain't about wins to get the Brock Purdy treatment. It's about playing like Brock Purdy at a minimum. Screw the wins. How are you playing? Because Brock Purdy wasn't the reason they won. That team was the reason they won, but Brock Purdy played very well. So, Skyler got to play high level football if he gets a shot. Now it's even more clutter in the building. TD, are these numbers accurate? 25% injured, 25% L's, 25 plus 25, 50% F. How are those numbers accurate? 25 is fair. L's. Yeah, G, the numbers are accurate, bro. It's just, it's tough though, man. You just gotta keep moving forward, hoping we can remove the injuries at least. But in your logic, because I understand what you're trying to present there, in your logic, even if you gave him the full 25% injured, the best you could still be is 75%, which is C. So it's tough, man. That's kind of how I view it too. And that's why I believe what I believe. What up, Rashawn? Even though it's a big if Hurd Tua played all 17 games, what's a realistic prediction for the Fins? I'm gonna be honest, predictions this year are really hard. Okay. Even with stats, right? Let's take last year for instance. You know how everybody say if Tua would have played the whole season, he would have had 5,000 yards, he would have had 40 touchdowns. You know, everything would have been off the charts, right? But that's not necessarily true. You're taking the averages. Now you could project that out, but that don't mean that's what was going to happen. Look how Tua ended the season. What if he would have went with the statistics that he averaged in the last 5 games moving forward? We don't know if he would have did that, but what if he would have? See, these are the things you don't know. What if he would have averaged 2 to 3 interceptions per game? One moment, y'all. My bad. Um, but yeah, it's so that's one part of projections for him. It's a tougher schedule, tougher teams, tougher defenses. That's the piece nobody talked about last year. He avoided some of the toughest games. The Jets twice, you know, things like that. The Patriots again, because he never really had great production versus the Patriots. Um, Half of that Bengals game, the first half wasn't looking pretty at all. Um, well, I already said the Patriots. So yeah, man. I think Minnesota would have helped him out. He would have ate against them though. Um, but yeah, it's hard to project it out. Another thing about projecting it out is um well, I guess yeah, that's it. It's just this is a tougher schedule this year. It's not as easy. So um we just gotta let it play out. We gotta see what happens. Why doesn't Skylar Thompson get the proper respect he deserves? Man took us to the playoffs and almost beat Buffalo. Well, because nobody's gonna respect him. Nobody's going to respect him. Um, it is a waste of time arguing that hill because there's things he could have definitely have been better with, but at the same token he did you know fight his heart off and play hard and you know made some plays and wishing that the receivers would have had better games and made some of the big plays that he delivered to them. It would have been a different outcome and people would be viewing him a little different today. But that ain't what happens. Sometimes you just need everything to work in your favor with you to get more recognition, and it didn't. So keep grinding. See if that opportunity comes one day. Man, we winning the chip or not. I'm getting old AF. The realistic answer to that is not likely this year, but also the realistic answer to that is there's no better chance to do so with this roster. And that's where it gets sad if we don't, because people will be spoiled for the next 2 years with this roster, and then they'll understand how it is to just have that middle of the road roster. Middle of the road roster. See, people don't realize when it comes to teams like the Chiefs and stuff like that, their roster is a little bit better than the middle of the road, but since they got that quarterback at the helm, you always look at their roster as a good roster. You know, if you ask me, teams like the Chiefs have like a 10 to 15th ranked roster. Great O line, great quarterback, and everything else. When you put the whole roster together, it's like 10 to 15th ranked to me on paper. But when you got that quarterback like that, you always just automatically view that roster as a top 5, top 8. Um, TD pick 5 former Dolphins, not named Dan Marino, that could complete this roster. Complete the roster? Zach Thomas. That would be nice because we at that position. Rashad Jones, that would be beautiful at the position. Ricky Williams would be amazing on this team right here. Charles Clay would be a nice addition. And you said not named Dan Marino. Um, Ryan Tannehill, that would be pretty sweet. Yeah, Ryan Tannehill as the last one. People gonna laugh about that or go crazy about it. But Ryan Tannehill with this roster, I still believe we could win a Super Bowl. Ryan Tannehill with this roster, he gonna absorb more contact. He gonna stay a little more healthy, because he could take these hits. Also, he's deadly accurate. That's one thing that nobody give him credit for. When you go look at the accuracy numbers, Ryan Tannehill is actually more accurate than Tua Tagovailoa. But people, you need to go look at all the accuracy numbers. He's actually more accurate than Tua Tagovailoa. Also, he has the deep ball. Remember, the first 3 years he was trash at the deep ball, but then he became superior in the deep ball, and he got a cannon. He got a much better arm that can get there much better than Tua's. His issue is all used to always be pocket presence, pocket awareness, that stuff, and sometimes decision making. But he also was more so a pro style system. He wasn't really putting it in a spot. He was actually processing the field, doing it all. So putting him in this type of system, he would probably have an MVP season because this system's better than the Tennessee system. And you see when Tennessee got an O line and they got the running game going, Tannehill is a top 5 quarterback in the league. Let me see. Man, I'm so behind on these chats that I'm just gonna jump to the top. I'm gonna jump to the top. TD, you sound sick. No, I'm good. I mean, my baby girl's sick though. She still got that little rhino thing. Um, it's a QB friendly scheme. Yes, sir. Um, let's say Richmond Webb. Yeah. Name me all 8 division winners. Cap, man, you're killing me right now. Man, that'll be a whole show on its own, bro. Give me some grace on that. I can give you a show on that. You guys will sweep the pack. So if you got any questions, go ahead and put them in the comment section. I just skipped like 200 chats because I'm so far behind. I wanted to kind of catch up. So if you already put a question that I missed, just put it in now. And that way I can get some of the people that's still in here their answers. All right. When we going to finish the schedule? Real soon. Probably not tomorrow. It's a holiday. Probably Tuesday. Thoughts on the Ravens matchup? I think that'll be real nasty for us. But time will tell. We'll see. But I think that they might put that work on us. But you got to understand, the last Ravens game, they actually dominated us. They honestly blew it themselves on offense and defense. In that fourth quarter, Lamar actually blew that fourth quarter for the offense. Yeah, nobody else, just Lamar. He blew it 3 possessions in a row on a critical third down. He had his wide open tight end, and he kind of overthrew it all 3 times. As far as their defense, they major blew it. I mean, they were doing some of the dumbest stuff ever. And, I mean, y'all saw the tape. So, I think they'll be in a much better place next time. And their offense is definitely better now. But I want to see if Hopkins ends up going there. We'll see. Besides Tua, what are your 3 biggest concerns for the Miami Dolphins this season? All right, so concern number one is the defense as a whole. People think that we're automatically going to be a top defense with Fangio. Sometimes it's a process of getting the players that he needs in, and these guys being good. Like what you're already hearing in OTAs is guys are wide open in the zone. That's Fangio's system. He ain't giving up the deep ball often, but they're wide open in the zone in the intermediate. Just like when Tua throwing all the passes against the Lions, Bears, and Browns, that's exactly what that defense is. And also it gives run lanes as well on the strong side because he's an underload. He loves loading up the weak side. No, loading up the strong side. Um, and on defense, putting the extra guy on the weak side instead of the strong side. Scant with the donation, he said, TD, did you hold on? There you go. All right. TD, did you see the clip of Sim saying receivers have to slow down and jump off their feet? LOL. I said TD been telling us that for 3 years now. Man, um, yes, people as I've been telling us a lot of stuff for years now. People just and that's what they call me a troll. They say I'm a hater and I'm a clown. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, Sims and it's obvious. We see the same things. People can call Sims an idiot all they want, but he has some valid points. Now he may egg it on a little or take it a little too far, but I do that too sometimes. But um where there's smoke, there's fire. And we see attributes that aren't good for Tua. It's just that when you point them out, people don't like that. He said three things you worry about. I said number one is the defense. Number two, the offensive line, obviously the old line. And number three, just health on the whole team. Health. Health. Can they stay healthy? Can they stay healthy? But back to that thing Sim said about jumping off his feet, the receivers jumping off their feet and stuff like that. Um, that's ball placement. For the record, Tua being an accurate quarterback is a flat out lie. And this is where I lose people because they've been drilled in their head so much, this narrative that he's so accurate. But I'm sorry, it's actually a flat out lie. Tua has a high completion percentage. He has a high efficiency rating. He's efficient. If a ball is too high and a receiver catch it anyway, it helps his completion percentage. That didn't make him accurate. Tua being an accurate quarterback is a lie. And people spew this narrative. They take out of 20 passes in a game, they take the 5 dimes that are phenomenal. And then they take the 10 bad ball placements, but they're still caught. And they say he was 75% completion today. Look at these 5 throws. You talk about just dimes. This is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL. And they're able to get away with that narrative because if you try to point out the other 10 and how the receiver had to jump off his feet, reach down to the ground, reach behind him on the back shoulder, had to, whatever he had to do that wasn't normal in stride, had to slow down, had to wait. They don't talk about those. And when you talk about them, their go-to is it was complete, right? Hey, you can't be happy about nothing. Nothing makes you happy. Nothing's good enough for you. That's what they go to try to shut it down quick. He's not accurate. He just has a high completion percentage. And for the record, his completion percentage was better under Flores than Mike McDaniel. Let that sink in. By 3 or 4 points, if I'm not mistaken. This narrative of accuracy is a lie attribute that they're putting on him so that he'll have something that they can call his staple. Because other than that, what do they say about him? Other than his accuracy, what else do they say about him when they mention him? Tell me, people, what other attribute do they say about him when they mention him other than how accurate he is? They got to give everybody something. That I'll give you. He has phenomenal pocket presence, in my opinion. Outside of the fact that he holds on to the ball too long, I do agree. He has phenomenal pocket presence. He makes a lot. Well, sometimes he put himself in bad situations when he's trying to scramble in a bad situation. But I do love his pocket presence. I do. But outside of that, what I'm saying, like the general attributes, they don't talk about nothing but accuracy because that's what they've sold on you. Now everybody says that. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks. He's so accurate. And it's the biggest lie. Nobody care about a quick release. Nobody worry about a quick release. If Tua was actually accurate, he job wouldn't be in question every offseason. um, the RPO game is the worst thing he can have an injury-prone quarterback run. I agree. That's why I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You know who I think might break out this year because they're supposed to go back to the RPO for their quarterback? He was the best RPO quarterback in college football. Some of y'all may not know that. One of the best RPO quarterbacks in college football, broke all kind of records. He's already been in the league for about 3 years or whatever, and never ran RPO. And now they say that he about to go. They about to run the RPO for him and give him what he does well, and that's Mac Jones. Did y'all know Mac Jones killed every single stat and number two had in Alabama with the RPO? Yes, sir. So I want to see how that ends up this year. I want to see what he doing in the system that he loves this year. So time will tell. Time will tell. We'll see how it turns out. Oh man. Anyway, I hope y'all have a good Memorial Day tomorrow. Um, actually educate myself. I did because I'm not delusional and I actually educate myself. Yeah, Mac Jones is actually okay at processing. Yeah, we're gonna see what it turns into next year. I'm interested to see. Because if that offense can take off next year and be productive, then that changes the whole game in the AFC East. Because let's be honest, when it comes to the Patriots, we just banking on their offense to continue to suck. Y'all know it. That's all it is. We just banking on their offense to keep sucking so that they can be down in the dirt. But if that offense picks it up, they competing with everybody else. So we'll see. We shall see. But last thing before I get out of here, I wanted to tell y'all about because somebody asked me the 3 things I'm concerned about. I gave him 3, but I missed out on one because he said other than Tua. But I got to bring this up. A big concern. My biggest concern is that the NFL figured him out because the NFL is telling us that they did. And it started in week 12. San Francisco 49ers definitely figured him out. The Chargers told you they figured him out. I posted on Twitter the other day LaFleur's press conference where he basically said, all you got to do is read to him because he's going to throw it. And once you read the quarter, once you read him correctly, knowing what they're trying to do, that's when we got turnovers in the fourth quarter. LaFleur figured it out. And he already had the no, that was Green Bay, excuse me. Green Bay said that. The Chargers already showed y'all the video. They already figured out how to shut us down. Buffalo still ain't figured it out because they stubborn. They gonna play their game and best man win. Even though they still won at the last game, but they didn't so much figure it out. They just played better and beat us. Played better than their first game, and it was a little more healthy. So I ain't saying they figured us out. They just stubborn. They ain't changing what they do. They just trying to do what they do better than the other team. That's just a stupid, stubborn team. But Green Bay figured us out. The coach said that they did. Chargers figured us out. They knew they did. San Francisco figured us out. Buffalo just stubborn. The Patriots made it rough for us. You saw that game at the end, and I don't want to hear no, yeah, but if Tua played, the Patriots always make it rough for us. And the Jets, that's the game where I done already told y'all. That's the type of defense that we don't want to see because of how our quarterback plays. They have the perfect game plan for that. And I want you to think about this in the Jets game. Everybody talk about Skyler in the Jets game, right? But I don't think the Jets game really had much to do with the quarterback because when you look at it, the receivers were getting bullied the whole time. They were frustrating Tyreek. He wouldn't finish his routes. It wasn't really the throws. Just like the Chargers, they were doing them. They were doing them just like the Chargers did us. Disrupting the receivers, bumping them off their spot. So even if Tua would have played in those games, it would have been a tough one. But I say all that to say this. Teams start figuring our offense out. It wasn't injuries that caused us to collapse at the end. Teams knew what we were doing. And I got two coaches on tape saying so. Two coaches on tape saying so. So, yeah, that's the tough part. So we'll see what actually happens. Anyway, man, I'm about to get up out of here. Before I go, it ain't. Nah, I ain't. I'll play it on the next stream. But yeah, Heat in 7 TD. I hope so. We'll find out tomorrow night, won't we? We're gonna find out tomorrow night. But time will tell. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Again, just wanted to hang out with y'all a little, do some Q&A. Y'all hit that like button on your way out of the building for me, all right? Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. Peace. It's your boy. I'm out, man.